Hello, everybody. Welcome to A Space for Grace. I am your host, Ashley Grace, and welcome back for another episode. I am so excited to have two very special people here with me today. We have Delvonte.
Hello.
And, Evan.
Yeah, Evan.
Who is now my fiance.
Now my fiance.
Woo, woo.
I'm no longer the boyfriend. Check it
It's
out.
out there now.
Check it out.
It's out there
Hey.
now. It's official.
But I don't even know where to start. Del,
Hi.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
First thing I'll say, I waited until we record to say this. My goal one day is to be as sure about someone as he has been about you. From the time we met till now. Like,
Back in May.
yeah,
right?
and he's been sure.
Aww.
So that's for me, I'm like, all right, if I don't feel like Evan feels, something's wrong. I just want to say that. But my name's Delvonte. I know Evan from work.
We work at Dick's Sporting Goods together.
Yes, we didn't have to tell him that because we leveled it up.
We ain't gonna tell him which one. That's our side.
Well, okay,
gig.
you also work somewhere else.
Yes, I'm a college coach at King University, track and field. That's exciting. It was a dream job for me, and I'm glad to be able to do it. I'm sure my athletes are gonna watch this because I'm gonna tell them to.
Absolutely, you better watch.
Or
Or you'll be
subscribe.
Go Tornadoes.
Yes,
running
go Tornadoes. And
more.
Yes. I'm excited to be.
Yeah,
at
make
it.
them run extra.
Make him run extra.
They don't.
Yeah, that or I think running. They're past that point now. I think
Oh.
we gotta find something else. I'm gonna make them
Burpees.
swim or something, or that.
The
Yeah.
burpee mile.
Oh no.
Yeah. Or burpee quarter mile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lap.
Burpee.
Yeah,
You
a
need to
lap
do
is
the.
safe.
Have you seen like the mile that you had to do like random?
Yeah.
things?
Yeah, the one's the burpee, then the lunge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then
The bear crawl.
bear crawl, crab walk. Or no,
You can do crab walk.
You run the last one.
Yeah.
You run the last
But
one.
you know
I'm
what?
not
They're
gonna,
runners
I'm not gonna
anyway.
say I'm gonna do that though. I'm not saying I'm gonna do that. I'm
He's
just
gonna-
saying
We're just giving him ideas.
you should definitely watch and subscribe
Ooh.
on all
Yeah.
platforms
And like
And comment.
and like yeah.
comment. Yes.
Comment that you watched it. That way we know who you are.
Exactly. Thank
And
you.
I'm gonna
Thank
check.
you for that in advance.
Ooh.
It's
We
gonna be
love
part of
it.
that grade, baby.
Like, what are we doing today, Coach? Let me check the subscribers. Okay, you're not doing this. You are. But yeah.
That's great.
I coach. And yeah, I love the Lord very much. Like, grew up in church, but like when you get older and stuff, you experience them for yourself, and it just adds on to it. So like where I was like a year ago is nothing compared to where I am now.
Right.
So like that's
I feel that.
yeah, that's just on me. Like not like I'm around my parents trying to impress them. Like no, it's life has done things. So like so yeah, that's the quick brief version.
Yeah.
Brief version.
Well, listen, I don't care to get the long extended version because Evan has told me very little about you.
Purposefully. I tell her about our conversations we have at work,
Yes.
the funny ones, and you always said you wanted to be on the podcast.
Yes.
So he has saved it
I've saved
for
it
this.
for this.
Yeah.
But don't forget, we got to get prayer requests out of the way.
We do.
And we gotta
y'all
pray.
do that every week.
Look at
Every
me forgetting.
Do y'all start the episode with that?
You know,
You-
this
you
is
usually
like my second week back.
It is our second
He
week
was.
back. and
I
last
kept
week
saying
was-
Forgive me. I'm so sorry.
I just want to make sure we got it in there.
Yeah, but we do prayer requests before each episode.
Okay.
Do you have any specific prayer requests?
Ooh man, do I want to be selfish or selfless on this one? 'Cause
If you can't pray for yourself, you can't pray for anyone else.
like me specifically, before we like get into like a big thing that's been laid on my heart recently is like I want to join the prayer team at the church I go to.
Ooh.
Like intercessory
okay.
prayer has been on my mind a lot, and it has a lot to do with like
Yeah.
the stuff I went through recently.
Yeah.
Like I like praying and not telling the person I did it, and then watching it happen. Like that is for me. That's so cool. I'm like, God, this is fun. Like,
Yeah.
come on, let's do it again. So but yeah, for me, don't do me or don't do. For I would say direction in the realm of like I don't want to say relationships, but like just community, and then knowing where to place people.
Your sphere of influence.
Yeah, in my life, like okay, this is that, because I am single.
Hey.
But but like when I get to that point where I feel like I'm ready, I want to know God's and what He wants. So like direction and for that, not like saying like right now, but like just when I get to that point, I want to know, okay, God is leading me to do this, leading me to do that. So I would think that for me, but a non-selfish one just be for my athletes.
Of course,
they need it because they're all learning. The world is different than what it was when I was growing up.
Oh yeah,
everything is so different. So like just for them to continue to be faithful even in their generation that they're in. That's a big one too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Evan, do you have anything?
For us, this really busy season that we were in.
Yeah.
I mean, we are nonstop, and I think this has been every week that I've been on here. I've just been asking for prayer for us.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're strained right now, we just got to remember to come back to each other at the end of the day. And I just hope that God just keeps leading us like He has, and I hope we keep putting our trust in Him, just like we have been.
Yeah. Well, I have a few. Last week you all saw or I guess 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ago you saw the episode on the Hurricane Helene. I still want to pray for those families who have been affected. It's just devastating to see that they had their whole life flipped upside down. And then I want to pray for my niece. She is still struggling with some medical stuff. So just pray for her. And then I have a friend of mine. She actually does my muscle work. She is going through some family stuff as well. So we want to keep her in our prayers. So Cindy, if you're watching this, we're praying for you. So Evan?
I have a couple more. Sorry.
Oh.
I just thought that you were going to hit on it. Your Papa John.
Oh, yes. My Papa John.
Continue praying.
Papa John.
I know.
Sorry.
She said it to me the first time. I'm like, where are we going to eat?
That's my favorite.
We used to joke as a kid, like, we're like, can we go to Papa John's? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, sleep over at the pizza place.
Or just eat the pizza.
Pray for your Papa John. He's a very strong man. He is hilarious, and he's having a rough time. So I want to keep him on the list. Also, there is another hurricane coming in. It's hitting the same side of Florida. It is a Category 4 or 5, so it's going to be even more devastating than this last one. So even though that this last one, like, it feels like we just got over it because we did, especially when we're recording it now. But by the time that this actually airs, the next one will probably be hitting us. So I just want to pray over this area, because it has been through so much already. I want to pray for everyone who's going to be affected by a second hurricane right after this first one.
Absolutely.
For safety, that they are able to evacuate, that they are able to safe harbor.
Yeah. And just like we have been doing the past 2 weeks, I'm going to link down below how you can donate to our church.
Visit Calvary.com.
Yes. And it's a push pay link. You can donate online, and I believe it automatically takes you to the hurricane relief section. So would either of you like to pray?
I can pray. Are we going to pray for everything?
Everything.
Oh,
you don't have to name.
You don't have to name everything specifically, but we are just going to pray.
Just pray for the episode.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
God, I thank you for another opportunity to come to you in prayer. I thank you, Lord, that we have a direct source to the creator of all things and the one who's in charge of all things.
Yes, God.
And so, Lord, I don't want to overlook that or underappreciate that. Lord, I thank you for this community. I thank you, Lord, for this opportunity for us to come together. And Lord, I just pray for the victims and the families of those who are impacted by this disaster, Lord. We know, Lord, that you are in control of all things. But Lord, I pray, Lord, this is just an opportunity for you to perform miracles.
Yes, God.
And for your church to show up and to do what it was called to do outside of the four walls. Lord, I pray for the family members of Evan and Grace, Lord, that they will be blessed. They will be touched by you in a way, Lord, that they know it was only you, that no man, that no amount of money, no anything, it's just all you, that, Lord, that you're the one who can provide. You're the one who can fix all things, and you're the one who has all the answers. And, Lord, I pray for direction, Lord. I pray for clarity in how we feel. We know that feelings are unreliable. So, Lord, I pray that we can hone into your voice so we can follow you, and that we really, Lord, learn to trust and to learn your word even more.
Yes, Lord.
So it can guide us, Lord. When anything else around us may change, your word does not. And I thank you for your word in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I feel like I might have forgot some stuff.
Del's
It's
gonna have
okay.
to come on here every week just to pray. My goodness. Woo! I felt some weight come off me during that. Gonna shout out to that.
Christ Fellowship.
Shout out to Cross Fellowship. We got someone who's a good candidate for a prayer team out there. Woo!
I think they know. I've mentioned it. There's some things, they do a lot of classes, and there's like certain things that I actually want to do as a spectator or just like a participant so I can experience it.
Sure.
You know, like healing prayer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's stuff I want to experience. Like I want to feel. And then that way I'm familiar with it. Stuff like
Absolutely,
that. So,
yeah.
You did tell me that. You said you really wanted to kind of investigate the healing aspect of that because you had not witnessed it, but you wanted to
Yeah, that's
be a part of it. I mean, who?
That's I'll be looking around like, could you imagine? Like some of the craziest things I've heard. I'm just like, I'll be praying and be like, all right, I'll see this.
See someone's hand.
I'll see that. I've seen a video of a lady that I went to church with. She posted on her Facebook. I'll send it to y'all. Her arms, she was born with one arm shorter than the other. And in the video, like people tell you about these things and you have to just believe it. No, in the video, you see her arm get fixed. And I was just like, and you tell me, guys, not all right. I'm not gonna
Come on now.
I ain't gonna try to convince you.
But
just give it a chance.
but-
Just give it a chance. Just try. But yeah. I love prayer. I think that's huge.
Absolutely.
Underrated.
So I think the one thing that I find the most interesting about you is your family. You are one of many siblings.
The oldest boy of 6 siblings total. Second oldest child, oldest boy. So I have an older sister, 4 sisters total, and a younger brother. It was a Brady Bunch thing, like just like two, people who were married, got divorced, had kids, got married to someone else who also had kids and been through something similar and had kids together when they got married. So I mean, just I couldn't imagine life without the ones we grew up with.
Right.
Like, I couldn't have been only child. I get bored sometimes now. But like it was annoying, sharing a bathroom or sharing
Absolutely,
every single thing. But
Felt.
it was fun.
No, you have your own bathroom. In
Hey, I didn't grow up in this house.
there. Not for long.
Okay, but I grew up until
Anyways.
3rd or
Sharing a
4th
bathroom, that's some
grade
love.
in a double wide.
That's some love, sharing a bathroom.
And we shared one bathroom, even though we had 2. The boys didn't use their bathroom. They destroyed it, and then they stopped using it.
See, girls are bad with bathrooms. Guys we're the clean ones, usually. The hair-wise, girls leave hair
never mind.
everywhere.
I was about to say I plead the 5th, but no, never mind.
Thank you. Hair-wise, it's not even close. Not even close.
I do have a hair wall in my bathroom.
I've seen it.
That was my main gripe. I was like, man, there's so much
Listen,
hair all
I do
over the
clean it
place.
very often now.
I think you have to.
now.
That's very important.
When nobody was coming over and seeing my hair wall of a shower.
But yeah, one of 6. Yeah.
He's like, anyways.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I just think about it, like, man, it was annoying at times.
Yeah.
But as an adult now, my older sister, she laughs because me and my brother, when we talk about any type of family gathering, me and him are the main ones. Like, yeah, let's do this. Let's all get together. Like, I turned 31. Whew, sorry.
You got winded.
I turned 31. Yeah. I turned 31 this December on New Year's Eve. And I wanted to have like a really big, the only thing I wanted was for the whole family to be like in the Airbnb and go to Universal. But
Aw.
it's impossible. Like,
Golden year. It says golden.
my oldest sister is married. She has 2 kids. I have another sister who has kids. Like, and it's going to be hard for us. So I just think I'm just going to do something, just me. But like,
We'll go
that
with
was
you.
the goal. I was trying to go to Florida.
Can you just like spot us some plane tickets?
I was going to drive. I don't fly.
Even better.
Even better.
I be driving.
We'll chip in for
places.
gas. We can do that. We just can't do plane tickets.
Gas. people always, this is the side thing. I believe in driving because it's cheaper than a
Also,
plane ticket.
you experience so much on the drive down.
You do.
You test a lot of relationships that way. I think we
I've
just
been-
need to like take a really long drive one day.
road
Just
trip.
be like, this will be.
Do you know what you'll experience? Exactly.
Oh no, man. Actually, there are some parts of the drive. I'm sure y'all know. You prefer the person you with to just be, just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, go to sleep, so I can listen to what I want to listen to, or just if I want to go a weird way, I don't have to worry about you asking me, do you know where you're going?
Drive dangerously.
Oh, who's the dangerous driver?
Let me tell you.
Whoa, hold on. I drove safe yesterday and going on back roads when I was in the lead, and then
because
she led, and then we were going like 50.
So she's the bad driver.
Okay.
She's not a bad driver.
Dangerous driver.
She a fast driver.
Fast
But she
driver.
gets mad at me when I drive fast because she's like, you got precious cargo. I'm like, you always have precious cargo. You never drive safe.
Okay, here's the thing. One of the first times that we were like following each other, like home, he was hitting like 70 miles an hour. And like, what is the speed limit right
My
there?
cruise control was on 67.
70. You were on the interstate?
No.
It was, okay, it was a 55 mile an hour zone.
Oh, there must not have been no cops.
There was no, there's never any cops right there.
That's
Not at that time of
dangerous.
night.
And he flew by me.
And then she
was
gets
like,
off the phone with her mom.
And I was like, Mom, I need to call you right back. And I like ended the call with her. And I got on the
get
call with him.
scolded.
She
I
cursed
said-
at me.
Oh.
I did. I said,
You was being reckless.
you need to slow down right now.
Slow the
Like I told
down.
you. Like I told you. She had to make sure that her future was secure.
Hey,
I was
She's trying to secure the
concerned.
bloodline.
Hey,
If
I
you
just
crash
know
that car, the
she-
bloodline not secure.
Hey, she was right. Even if she wasn't, she was right. Even though I was not going 70, I was going 70.
Well, how fast were you going?
65.
Going the speed limit.
65.
And he flew by you.
He flew.
So he had to be going at least 10 miles faster.
We were
Yeah.
going up a hill, so her cruise control let off. So she was going about 60, and then I was going 67.
I did not have cruise control set.
Oh, well, that explains.
You wasn't even in the car.
Anyways, she was right. I was wrong. I know what speed I was going, so I know how fast she was going.
And, you know, you made it out alive.
I did.
Nobody died. Thank
She didn't
thank
kill
you.
me. Thankfully.
And he knows not to speed on that road anymore. However, I have gotten pulled over for speeding.
Yeah, I've never got a ticket.
I haven't either. Thank God.
And I got a ticket for running a red light.
Anyways,
Oh,
off of
that's really dangerous. Yeah. That's,
Listen, it was yellow when I went under it.
Oh,
I
so
think
that-
he
yeah,
was
so
just
that's-
blind.
yeah. If
it was just a
yellow.
caution flag. That's it.
Yeah, yellow, yeah. Yellow just means, hey,
Take it easy.
yeah, take your foot off the gas. That's what yellow
I
means.
said,
It's like, perhaps not. I have somewhere to be.
She like, shifted 4 gears up, going through the red light. Why'd you pull me over?
But yeah, that's the birthday thing. Like, whatever I decided to do, the goal was for the whole family. But again, that's just because we don't really get to be all six of us together, all six of us kids. That's rare.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
don't do that very often.
especially because
so.
you're all like grown, and it's impossible to do stuff
Scattered.
With
I got a
Yeah.
sister in Washington State, another sister in Las Vegas, another sister in Dallas.
dang.
I'm here in Tennessee. Oldest sister is in Crestview, Florida, and my brother's in Pensacola, Florida. My parents are in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
So Fort Walton Beach, stand up. I've always wanted a chance to do that.
Well, here's your
Fort
chance.
Walton Beach, Florida.
If that's something that's going to get us in trouble, we do
Putting
not
you-
affiliate.
I'm putting Fort Walton Beach on the map. Okay, but yeah, y'all should visit there. Honeymoon,
Fort Wallen?
Fort Walton. They know where
Fort
Destin,
Walton.
Florida is, right?
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
It's right there. That's
Gotcha.
Is
that's
it
usually what I
near,
have to tell people.
Kissimmee?
No, Kissimmee's like down.
Is it near Miramar?
Yes,
I love Miramar.
yes, it's near. It's closer to there. But yeah, that's where everybody is. We're all scattered, but anytime we get together, it's like we've been together the whole time. Like it's not like wow, I can't talk to you anymore. No, it's like we pick up where we left off.
That's the best.
So that's fun. So yeah.
I love that.
That's the best.
Evan told me that you're a pastor's kid.
Oh yes, my father, Derek Dixon, Kingdom Ministries on the coast, Northwest Florida, Fort Walton Beach, Florida is his church. He didn't have his own church until I think I don't want to say the year because he'd probably be like, boy, I didn't say that, but like a few years now he's had it, and he'd always talked about it at some point, but whenever it happened, it was like, wow, this is actually happening. But yeah, he is we always joke that his church would be called Brimstone Ministries because he loved to preach hell. That was his thing. Like, you're going to hell. And I can say this, and he would laugh because we did a skit at the church we grew up at, and the character that played him, the only thing they had to say was, "You're going to hell." Like, we would just because my dad would preach that. He was in the military. He's Army. He was an infantry.
Yeah,
So
I
like, he was
Yeah.
instruction, and you add instruction to Old Testament, like Bible, like you're going like it was like, but we still had fun. That was the best part. Like, and that's where me as a coach, I feel like I do so well because I'm stern, but I'm still loving.
Correct.
So I still have a relationship with each athlete, but they also know if I'm quiet, somebody messed up. But if I'm in a good mood, I'm gonna talk. But as soon as I like sit there and just kind of like watch everybody, then they're like, all right, either he's about to say something or something already happened and he's just trying to figure out when he's gonna say it. But like my dad, discipline, like he raised us at the right time because now I feel like discipline is just illegal.
Controversy.
Oh my gosh, what do you mean? Yeah,
Don't spank my kid.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Spank him.
Yeah, my dad whoopings. We got those
same
regularly.
Yeah.
I think some of them were good.
Oh yeah,
Most of them were good.
Most.
And then there was that one that was like, I didn't do nothing.
I was innocent. And I remember that when I'm gonna go to God.
He pointed the finger.
I'm gonna go to God. And I'm like, God, now you remember this. Yo, you gonna handle that? All right, I'm gonna let you do it. Just what you don't forget.
Did he repent for that?
Yeah, we
Did he?
check him before he come in because I got my whooping. You know, but like there were a few times
For something I didn't do.
I didn't do it, but I was
her.
I was the oldest boy.
She got
so,
an extra.
Yeah, I was the oldest boy, so like, me and my brother, we always used the short stick a lot because we were the boys. And he would push, well, y'all are men, you're supposed to be the men, you're supposed to protect, and supposed to make good choices. So we got that a lot. But yeah, super loving. Like I know I'm gonna be, if I ever have children, which I feel like at this rate, everyone I speak to tells me I'm going to, but whatever. If I have children, I know I'd be a good father.
Absolutely.
Only because of the example that I had. Like, I actually had that. Okay, cool. Like, and also, and I can say this as an adult, and he's not in here, so he can't do anything to me.
Can't get at you right now.
Yeah, like I'm safe right now. Safety.
He comes up the stairs.
Like, this doesn't get
With a
released.
twin.
This don't get released until when?
2 weeks.
If I go disappear.
You got 2 weeks to disappear.
Yeah, okay, I'm good. But like, even those times, and like we said, there are times that we all know we feel like, all right, that was a little unfair.
Yeah.
Like I remember that, and I'm like, okay, maybe I think of that. I'm like, let me take a second and just think, or just ask the question, because old school, there wasn't no explaining. You said anything, you was talking back.
You talking back?
Yeah.
Like, but what?
But what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But what was a good phrase in my house.
Yeah.
It meant conversation was over.
Yeah.
There's no conversation. Like when my dad got going, it was like one of them things. Look at me. Don't look at me. Look at me. Do it.
Why are you looking at me? Why are you saying
better
yes,
give
sir?
eye contact.
Don't say yes, sir.
Oh, no.
You're saying yeah? What are you talking about?
Yes. Like, what can I do? What can I say?
Yeah.
Like, I'm staring at the ground.
Tell me what to do.
Oh, you look like you gonna no, so like I just think about that sometimes. Okay, whenever I have children, he's the great example that I had. So like I can always I'm gonna think about that.
Yeah.
But I also am gonna be nervous when I have him, and I'm probably gonna call him the whole time. Like, what do I do? What do you mean?
I told you. One day is going to happen. You're going to get one just like you.
Dad, can you come do this for me? Can you come discipline him? I don't know what to do.
No,
Wow,
that's the
that's
thing.
good.
Is like he's gonna be a grandfather. He's gonna be like, you know what?
Oh, he's already
gonna-
super nice to my sister's. Oh my god.
You're gonna get whatever you want.
He's like, oh no, come on. No. Do him like you did us. Who is this person in here? This is not who we were raised with. No. So like, but yeah, super stern, but like church. That was a big deal for him. Like,
Yeah.
but the way he did it, it wasn't like super stern where we felt like it was like you have to be this type of way or else. It was like we're going. I'm sure
Right.
y'all know, like we're going on Sundays. We're going on Wednesday night Bible study. We're going.
Yeah.
You're just coming. You live in a house. You're going. When we got to about 18, he was like, all right, well, you have a choice now, but you know how you were raised.
Yeah.
And he would always say the scripture was talking about how, like, raise the child up. And when they get older, they won't depart from it. And he would mention that a lot.
Don't do
over
that.
time.
Where's your camera at?
What you talking about?
Yeah,
Where's
we
your camera
literally have that's the verse I have pulled up right now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I think this is a good time to take a
Proverbs
scripture
20
break.
Oh.
Proverbs 22:6. Direct your children onto the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it.
Look at that.
Okay, hold on. That was NLT.
That was
That was
NLT.
NLT.
Oh, wow. You don't like that version?
You were right. No, you were right.
Oh, I said
Depart
it. I think
from
I said it the
Depart from
King
it.
James.
Yeah, the King James.
That's how my dad would
I
say
can
it.
change it. Hold
That's how my
on.
No, it's
dad would
okay.
say it. He would be like,
We forgive you for the New Living Translation. It's all.
I think my Bible at the house is I have the
ESV. Thus, train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Yeah. I like depart.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That leave and depart are literally
there was
synonyms.
something I wanted to say with it. Because he will not depart from it.
Yeah.
Departing a train station. I mean, you're going to come back to it. Because, I mean, you're going to have to take that train back to where you came from, but you're going to leave. He will not depart from it, meaning he's going to stay.
Yeah.
They will stay. Sorry, I didn't mean to say he. They will stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's a big thing. Like, he would push that a lot. And he's the type, like, if I get really bad off, like, spiritual-wise, then I'm like, I'm going to call Derek. I'm going to call Pastor Derek. Like sometimes, okay, you know, but, like, there have been a couple times in my life for the past few years, like, I knew the only person I could talk to would be my dad. And I wanted the dad and the pastor side of it. Yeah. Because I feel like that was, like, a really good combination of both. So, like, he's good for doing that. Yeah, he's always at church. And for us, it sounds like, for me and my sister, we joke all the time, like, man, he's always at church. But it's just like, I mean, all of us are gone.
Yeah. What else has he got to do?
Not only that, I mean, that's what he loves to do. I mean, that's what he started his own church for a reason. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's safety there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, so, like, I still think it's kind of like, go on a walk, go to Sonic or something, you know. But, like, he's there all the time.
Get you some corn dogs from Sonic.
Yeah, don't you want to just
go get you a slushie.
Yeah, but, like, so that's my dad. He was very instruction. But the thing about, because I think we mentioned, like, the sport thing, neither one of my dad ran track in high school. He ran, like, against Emmitt Smith and stuff like that, and Pensacola and all that stuff, which is huge.
Yeah.
My dad was fast, but, like, he's not a very sports watcher. But my mom, she watches sports more. So he'll watch it for her. So, like, in terms of how the sporting life goes, a lot of it was just, like, interest I just had. Like, I want to learn this, or I want to do this. It wasn't like, I played football. So
did you do a lot more than just track?
Well, yeah. Track was my most successful endeavor. I did football briefly. I thought I was pretty good at it.
Oh, no.
I thought the coaches told me I had a lot of potential. My mom and dad did not like seeing me out there because I wasn't as tough. My brother was way tougher than me. He would jump off a tree, hit the ground, and just take off running. Like Anthony was different, but, like, I wasn't like him as much. So, like, when I did it, they were just like, okay. So when I stopped doing it, they were very relieved. Basketball was something I enjoyed. I was good. I thought I was good. Me and the coach really didn't. But as a coach now, I kind of see it differently than I did when I was younger. Basketball was just fun. I think that's really ultimately the biggest thing that I can say now. Yeah. It was just fun.
Yeah.
Were you just, like, tall?
No, I love watching LeBron and Dwight Howard. Those are my two favorite players growing up. And I tried to do what they did. I was dunking in 8th grade. So, of course, they were like, oh, yeah.
You blessed child.
I was just saying, I was. So, like, it was easy to, like, I play basketball. But it was just, literally, it was just fun. When I think of the most fun time, it wasn't passing the ball and setting the screen. It was shooting and just having fun.
Mm-hmm. Trying to be like your heroes.
Yeah. So, whenever I was at practice or I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to run suicides. So I didn't really care for that, and then I ended up not playing for very long. And I was a very bad teammate, very selfish. Give me. Like, people here to watch me, and I started half the time, but other times I kept getting technicals because I would yell at the referee or I would foul out of the game.
I can't see that. But then again, like, this was a while ago.
My dad didn't. He didn't like that. He was like, "You're not going to beat Dennis Rodman." I'll never forget that. I'll never forget it. We all drove home and he parked. And he said, "Everybody get out of the car but Delvonte."
Oh.
So I was just like,
that stings.
I was like,
I felt that one.
So my heart was beating. I was just like, am I getting a whooping in the car so no one sees? He didn't yell. He just looked at me and he was just like, "You're not finna be that. Like, you're not finna be like one of them wild people you see around." And the person he used was Dennis Rodman. Yeah. And at the time, I didn't watch Dennis Rodman. No. But when I got older, I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Yeah, I don't want to be that. I
You weren't going to say, who's that?
I was like, yes, sir.
That's not the time.
That's not the
Yes, sir.
time to ask for
Everything he said
technicalities.
was law. I was like, yes, sir.
See, that would be me as a kid. I'd be like, I don't know who that is, so.
No. I think I cried because I felt bad because I knew I had a bad attitude. But then also I was upset because I didn't feel understood at the time. Because I was like, well, I was just mad because of this. But I didn't express that way. So basketball was just for fun. Track is really what. Track was different. No one had to tell me.
Yeah.
I think it's because of how much I enjoyed track and how much I put into it. It hinders me sometimes as a coach because the coaches didn't have to explain things to me more than once or twice.
Ooh,
right.
So you just understood.
I picked it up.
So you didn't know how to dumb it down.
No,
you never got it.
They would say go do strides. I think they told me what it was once, and ever since then I knew how to do it. Yeah. And as a coach now, they're like, "How do you stride?" I'm like,
"You just
stride.
Your legs just go longer."
Yeah. So like, thank God we hired the new coach we have now. Like, thank God, because he owns all the records. I'm a very, and a lot of times the small group I'm in, older gentlemen, it may sound like, oh no, but like these guys have lived. Yeah. So they help me understand. Like, I felt unqualified sometimes because I don't know everything, which is silly because you're never gonna know everything. But like, I look at myself, I don't know enough. Right. I don't know enough. So like, the gentlemen were like, well, what you do bring is what you bring, like the relationship building side of it, the instruction. I'm very old school, you know. So like, I bring that, and then I have a strong relationship with all my athletes. Like, they say you can keep learning how to coach, but you can't always learn to do who you naturally are.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I've taken that like, okay, I think about it all the time. Like, I may not have all the instruction, but that's fine because that's why I'm glad we hired more people who we can share instruction. You know, so, but yeah, track was my main thing. My dad ran track, so you know, of course he'd watch. I wasn't as good as him until my senior year. I wish I had a time machine. I'd go back and race him. I feel like I would have beat him. Really, I do. But yeah, track was my main thing. But again, I'm one of 6 kids, so I remember maybe once or twice they was at a meet. Yeah, maybe once or twice, but it wasn't. I guess as a kid, I kind of understood it. Of course, I wanted them there. Like, I perform better with an audience anyway. That's just how I was. Some people get scared around an audience. I can speak in front of a group full of people before I write a paper, but like, I would rather them had been there, but I understood why they weren't because there's 6 of us kids.
There's a lot to take care of.
Yeah.
I don't even got no kids.
Plus, like,
I can't make it everything.
Were track meets for you like also on a Saturday? Like
in high school, yeah.
Yeah. So
I never understood that. Like,
they should have just had them like on a Monday.
And I didn't complain. I loved them Saturday meets. Yeah. My teammates, oh man, Lauren Craig, Maurice Williams, Mylisha, Joseph. I'm missing some people, but oh my, we had so much fun senior year high school track. That was a family, man. We had our arguments. We got on each other's nerves, but like, it made me not feel like I was missing anything. Yeah. Because of the relationships we all had. Right. We got there early in the morning Saturday. We didn't leave till late at night on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. It was the most fun days. I miss that. I really do miss that.
Yeah. I remember going to my brother's track meets.
So much fun.
Especially at King. He did track and field at King.
Did he? Was he any good?
He threw. Okay. So he graduated a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. This is the second person today I just either heard about that was there a couple years ago. Yeah. One person came in to Dix today. Yeah. He ran track there the year before I got there, and he graduated.
What year did you get there?
This is my second year now here.
Okay, so I think you would think he graduated right before you got there.
So that's wild, but you never know. I might have been too harsh or something for people who were there before. I don't know. I've definitely lightened up this year. Last year was do this, but I don't have a problem with it because they needed it. Yeah, there were a few who were very, how do I say it nicely, just not mentally, didn't have the mental fortitude to push through certain things. Yeah, and I'm good at getting that out of people. So last year I had to do that a lot.
You had to set the tone, and then those kids that, at least the ones that stayed, that are there this year, I bet they have set that example. Mm-hmm. So you haven't had to push as hard.
No, I haven't.
Because they've set they know what the standard is, and it makes it that much easier.
And they've warned them. Yeah. There's a couple of them like, Coach, are you ever going to like yell at us or something? I'm like, I honestly, be honest with you, I don't feel like it's going to be super necessary unless you decide to just really show your behind. Then, okay, I might have to. But, like, I just feel like we recruited a really good group of kids.
Yeah.
And I'll share this. Last year we didn't do this, but going through everything I went through this past summer and really getting closer to God this past summer, like I said, I grew up in the church, but this past summer, sometimes I won't call it tragedy. Sometimes redirection, which hurts because I want this, but God said, no, you're gonna go this way. But yeah, God, but I want this. So redirection sucks. You have to let something go that you wanted.
Yeah.
It sucks. But like,
Absolutely.
and being close to God and understanding His way is way better. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to let go of stuff. I like that analogy, the picture of like the little girl holding the teddy bear, but Jesus has a bigger teddy bear behind his back.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's one of my favorite ones. It's like, you don't want to let
Yeah.
this thing go. Trust me, I got you. You know.
Yeah.
But we started a prayer thing we do on Mondays, and I remember when I started it, I made a group chat with the team. I was like, whoever wants to be in the prayer group, text me, so I can make a group chat. Only like 4 of them texted me. And
Yeah.
I was like, no problem. It could be me and one other one.
Yep.
I do
2
not
or more
care.
gathered.
It could be us, and we can pray for the whole team every day. I don't care. Now, I mean, this is the 4th week we've done it.
Drum roll.
I think pretty much not everybody on the team, but the majority of the team is in the prayer group.
How many is that?
I think today, I don't know how many total we have on team. It makes me sound like a bad coach. Sorry, but
Just so many.
we do. We just have so. Last year we only had like 6. I want to say it's about 10 or more of us now in the
Wow,
prayer group.
that's good.
Every Monday, and they know to meet me at the steeplechase hurdle.
College
And
kids.
College
Yeah.
kids,
That's awesome.
college kids.
That makes it so much better.
I love
Yeah,
that.
like it's
Yeah.
easy to get kids sometimes, like little elementary. Yeah, let's go to prayer.
Especially like
I'll
because
give you a snack.
King is that private
It's a Christian
Christian
school.
college. So like there's that taboo around kids that go to Christian colleges and they have that like experience, and then to see that 10 or more of your athletes are getting
They
there
show
every
up.
Monday.
Yeah, and of course not all of them. I make it open to them. I always tell them, I'm gonna finish off the prayer.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to pray, just popcorn.
Right.
And so usually I have the usual few, but I really feel like eventually one day that one that never has done it before may feel led to. But we just keep doing it, and it's just like it's become a normal thing. Like coaches come to.
Yeah.
So that excites me. That's something that I'm like, yes. Like I appreciate that I work at a place that allows that, because now you pray in a public school,
Yeah.
you getting fired. Just a very strong chance you might get fired. So
Some of the
like,
stuff you just say, like kids
Yeah.
can take it home to their parents, and I've
it's
heard
over. It's a wrap.
terrible stories.
Yeah.
It's over with. Like, what do you get fired for? Well, I told the child to mind his business.
Yeah.
Are you saying? Are you saying he doesn't have business? No, that's it's just. I had that happen. I'm not getting to that. But like when I was being a substitute / PE teacher previously, some of the things that we grew up hearing and saying, you cannot say now.
Nope.
Yeah.
You
that's
cannot
crazy.
say now. Act like you have home training got me in so much trouble.
Oh.
That got me. I said I said stop acting like you don't
Have home.
home training. Meaning, I
Yeah.
assume you do.
Like
So
you have
act
manners.
like it.
Act like you're a human being, please.
So you're saying he wasn't raised right? Oh man, that actually happened. And I just sat there and I just letting the people talk. I was like, okay,
Yeah. You just gotta sit there and just,
okay, let you talk,
sorry. Yeah. My bad.
whatever. And then the people who work with me, they were like,
Just let them.
they're like, it's fine. Like,
You're good.
Yeah.
It's just how times are now. But like again, and that goes back to how I was raised. My dad was very blunt. That's how I am.
Yeah.
Very straightforward. He preaches that way. Very scripture oriented, but like he preaches that way. Like this is what the Bible says. You don't be mad at me. He says it all the time. Don't be mad at me. That's scripture. He
Yeah.
says it all the time. So like sometimes the truth hurts, but if you're acting wrong, if you're not doing what you should do, people who love you are gonna be ones to correct you.
Yeah.
Like if I want you to fail, I'm not gonna say a word. I'm like, he doing that wrong. Oh, is he?
Oh. Wait, hold on. Oh.
Darn.
Where is he at?
That's wild.
Are you sure? Oh yeah, he is. Oh, that's crazy.
Needed somewhere else. Like, if someone cares about you, they're gonna be like, "Hey, stop," or
Yeah.
"Hey, you're doing that wrong," or
You're wor-
"Hey, yeah," like they're gonna get on you.
You worried about the speck in your neighbor's eye without taking out the log in your own.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get on you. Like that's just how I am as a coach. But I get it from my parents. I get it from my dad.
Yeah.
My mom was
Yeah.
the same way. Very, My mom thinks she's John Wick.
With the
She's
pencil?
gonna laugh when they hear that. No, she just like, yeah. My mom just thinks she's invincible. So like, but she's awesome.
Moms are invincible, though.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
She's mom. But yeah, big family. Dad was very present. I know that's not for some kids in certain areas and certain demographics. It's not as common. I'm thankful that's not me. I had my dad very present, still very present. He is still him, no matter what. Times may change, but he won't. So
Yeah.
I feel like I've said a lot. I think I've talked y'all's head off.
It's okay.
That's how
That's what
Judah
we're here
was.
for.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how the other preacher's kid was that was on
Yeah.
here. Maybe there's a trend with this.
It's kind of like a preacher's kid thing.
Okay.
No, we love it because it makes for an easy episode.
Yeah, it does.
I will say this. You were talking about that, and I can say this. This is a space.
This is a space.
grace.
And Dell.
Yes, and Evan.
Yeah.
But like, we're gonna give people grace. But like, the thing growing up for me, and I even as an adult, I don't say like I'm a Christian because I remember growing up. If you said that, you was usually crazy. You was like wild,
Or you were usually informing someone who had no idea that
yes.
you were.
Like, did you know? I was like, oh, did you know? I didn't know. That's like,
I couldn't tell till you just said that.
and not only that, especially like now, like that Christian word is misused so much now. There are so many false prophets, false teachers. I've watched stuff on YouTube. I'm like, you want our people to go to
Oh, my
church
goodness.
because you over here misusing, manipulating the word to get people to agree with you, and just
Or just reading it completely wrong.
yeah,
Like, not even manipulating it, just reading it and just saying the most obscure things.
yeah. Like he rose on the third day. You need to get 3 boyfriends. No, that's not what it means. Like, it's just like there's things happen, but like that's why I really believe, and I'm sure y'all agree, how you live your life matters more. I shouldn't have to tell you.
Absolutely.
I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should know there's something different. That's biblical. People should know there's something different about you. Light of the world.
Yeah.
Salt.
I
Like,
want other people to know
yes.
Like-
Salt, yeah.
by seeing my actions and just how I act that I am a child of God.
Yeah. That's how it should be.
And I'm guilty. I'm sure we all are of just like having those seasons or maybe years. Like I know that I had years where like I had to tell people that I was a Christian because
I
they're
knew you
just
was
like,
a Christian.
well, you knew I was a
Yeah,
Christian,
fat
but
cross
you,
hanger on your neck too. Though. I was like, it's a big.
you've met me in the best season of my life and the best relationship I've had with God up until this point, other than the day I was saved. Because of course, I mean, at that point, that's the other best day.
Yeah. He had grace, right?
I had grace.
I'm going somewhere with this, right?
I'm feeling
He
it.
gave you some grace.
Right? He gave me grace.
But then
Yeah,
he gave you grace.
he gave me grace.
We're going to take a love offering.
Any unspoken requests for this love offering?
Go ahead and love offering. Okay, go ahead and Venmo. But yeah, like you just know, like how you act should do a lot, you know. And sometimes growing up, you knew there were people who would push that. I'm a Christian. One of the things I laughed at, and this may trigger some people, but one of the things I laughed at was the purity ring thing. Like me personally, I'm not going to do that because my history of what I grew up with. People laugh.
She has a purity ring.
Oh no! But hear me where I'm going with this. Follow me here. Everyone's not the same, but I knew a lot of people growing up. We knew if like that didn't mean a whole lot for some people.
It meant the opposite.
Yeah, it was more of like I don't know how to say it, almost like an attention thing. Like, oh yeah,
Red herring.
Like, oh yeah, I am
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pure. Or a guy was like, yeah, I'm pure for the Lord, bro.
Can you say that again, please?
I'm pure. Like, and then, but that's another thing. Like, I'm not, if anyone wears them, that's good. Because sometimes some people, it's different for everybody. Some people need that. Or some people like to have that
Like
physical,
that reminder.
physical reminder. And that's good. But I've experienced personally people I knew growing up, like they had them. And I was like, you need to take that off. Because I know.
That don't mean what you think it means.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like from my standpoint of having one, I had one from the time I was in 5th grade. I asked my mom for one, and they got me one for Christmas. And I even like where I was a chubby kid, I actually had to get a new one because it got so big on my hand. I had to get a new one by the time I was like in 8th grade. So from the time I was in 8th grade until yesterday, I wore that ring.
Look at you.
Because I proposed.
Yes.
She one of the good ones. She's taken.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry about it.
No, actually, not sorry. Not sorry at all, actually.
Yeah.
But there was so many people in my school that would be like, they would also have purity rings, but I would see how they were with other people. And then even after I graduated, they'd be like, oh, I still have my purity ring. And like, they'd put it on. And I'm like, that's like hard for me because it's like, I deal with so much like struggles because it's hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
I dare somebody.
Also-
I slap somebody and say it ain't hard. You hear me?
Yeah.
That's difficult. God is gonna honor that.
Because
He has to.
I mean, I'm sure we were all raised with the same biblical background of just like, if you have premarital, like you are going to hell,
Man,
Yes.
My dad, man.
brimstone, and
Oh,
that's
man.
that's what you told me about is like you struggled so hard with that,
Absolutely.
and even now like you struggle with that just because it was beaten into you from
Yeah.
the churches.
Yeah. Growing up, like, that was drilled in my head. Like,
Yeah.
And then seeing other people like think of
It's
it
like, how dare you?
halfway.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pure these days.
yeah, it was really hard for me to wrap my head around. And like, I even had a girl tell me, a ring on your finger is not going to do anything. You're going to be pregnant by the time you graduate high school.
And you prove
Where's
her
she
wrong.
at? Where
Honestly,
never
don't
mind.
know.
The grace. Space for grace. We'll
And
give some grace.
I was like, this is a promise I made to myself and to God that I would never break. And like, yeah, I got myself into some situations that were really hard to back out of, but like,
You've kept that one promise.
I've kept that one promise that I will never break.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be honest. I remember 17.
Yeah.
And that was not. I wasn't honoring the Lord at 17.
No, me either.
I can say that now because of where I am.
Yeah.
Like, I can say it now. Like, yeah, looking back, it was just about me and this flesh. That's what it was about at 17. Like, that was just.
We are dumb, fleshy, stupid beings.
That
and
was.
humans.
I mean, that's it. But like, as a 30-year-old now, like, I have a friend who's dear to me now, and I know we talk about stuff like that, or just in our church community. One thing about purity that I will say is like, God is a redeemer. Like, he can restore you to certain things. Now, yeah, physically, literally, what happens, but God can do so many things. And there's nothing he can't redeem from anybody. So it's like, okay, I was not saying like, oh, you've done things. No, whenever you decide to really give God anything, there's nothing he can't do. Like, he's gonna honor you. He's gonna honor that. So like, you can say from now on, I am pure.
Yeah.
Who I was before is who I was before. Like, I can't go back and change that. So get over it.
Yep.
But I don't have to continue to be that person. So I'm going to live from here on out a certain way. And that is always readily available to anybody who believes, who wants to do that. Like, for anybody who feels like they can't, that they're just damaged goods for anything, whether it's something you've done to somebody or something that you let happen or something you said or anything, God can redeem that. He can restore that. You know, he can restore anything that you feel like you may have ruined or lost. So that's something I just wanted to say. I just know growing up, I knew a lot of, we all know people who can, in situations, in companies, or people who kind of give Christianity a really bad name.
Yes.
I know a lot of people who I've cared about very strongly who were not believers because of other people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
People in their
Because the
life.
ones that said that they were and then made the front page of the newspaper back in high school for doing something.
Or,
Yeah.
I mean, even like, we have Christians that are questioning other Christians' faith.
Because
It can be something just like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
now that other person is like,
What do I
who
believe?
are you to tell me that, or question me? Like, why would I want to be in a church like that?
Yeah. Why do I want to be a part of a faith that is so
Yeah.
divided? Because we are. I mean, the religious system that we have, like, you know, it's supposed to be some kind of democratic, like, no one's supposed to have all the power in the church, of course, but we're so divided between Baptists, between Pentecostals, between Presbyterians, between Methodists, and then you see some of the, I won't go into too much controversy, but like there's a lot of adaptations of churches and religions that have accepted things, and like I had to leave a denomination because I was just, my whole family just said we aren't a part of this, we don't support this.
Yeah, I grew up, the first church I remember going to, my grandma's, was a Kojic church. That's military.
Kojic,
Church of God in Christ.
gotcha.
Military. White gloves on the ushers. Deacons are like lieutenants.
Ooh,
Yeah, like it was skirts. Kojic. That's what we call it, Church of God in Christ. But for the majority of my life, I grew up non-denominational. So, and that's what my dad's church is, non-denominational. But like, I encourage anybody. I remember when I was in college, one of the required courses was religion, and I felt uneasy about it. I was like, I don't want to take a religion class.
Same. I felt the same way.
Yeah, I don't want to learn about all the other religions. Like, it's kind of make me feel weird. That was one of the most rewarding classes I ever took.
Yeah.
yes.
Absolutely.
I was like, wow, this is.
I think I learned more about that than I learned about any other.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember
Because
retaining
it was
so
like
much.
you're learning different things, but you're also learning about your faith,
Yep.
Yeah.
like what you believe too.
Because you're seeing these things and you're like, that's what they believe.
And not only that,
That don't make no sense.
there were
Yeah.
times I was looking at, I was like, so basically it's the same thing. But y'all like to take the Jesus out of it and put someone else in it.
Or
Yeah.
or you take Jesus' power away from him.
Yeah. Like, oh, he's just that.
He's just a dude.
Yeah. I had a really good teacher who looked at it from a very, very separated standpoint. And at times I was like, he can't be a believer. But then I look back, I'm like, well, he's a teacher.
Yeah.
If he's going to teach all of this, he has to make it he has to have one stance. I'm just teaching you this. What do you think?
Right.
He never really expressed what he believed, but he'd be like, this is this. What do you think about that? So some guy named Jesus, right? What do you think? He would make conversation. I'm just looking back. I'm like, wow. He opened it up for us to, because if I walk in there teaching religion class, I have my Bible on the table, I got a cross, I do all these things. You're going to think okay, well, he's strong about this. So
Right.
No, if I'm going to teach that class, I have to have a stance of like, I'm separate from this.
You're
I'm
a facilitator.
Yes, I'm just
You're
teaching
teaching,
you this
educating.
Yeah.
to educate you. That was one of the best classes I ever took because I realized how so much of it's all related in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But like you said, they try to take the power away from Jesus, and it just like,
Or they worship an elephant.
I remember hearing a few, and I was just like, man, that if you can believe that with no real evidence, I got a guy.
And you also get a perspective. I was very young. I was a sophomore in high school, and I went with a church that I wasn't really affiliated with to a mission trip in Nashville. So it was just a bunch of high schoolers, and we were going to missionary. We ended up just playing with like the neighborhood kids, showing a bunch of love, and it was a really fun week. But we also got to experience a Buddhist temple, a Hindu temple, and a mosque.
Food must have been slapping.
Food was amazing.
I'm trying to tell you.
It was in Nashville, but it was in the bad part of Nashville, so it was like good food.
They feed. They
Yeah.
feed after them things. I remember that's one of the reasons why he told us to go. He was like, the food's good.
The food's good.
So
Absolutely. But seeing these at 15, I saw like a baby being prayed over in front of this. That's why I make the joke about the elephant god. But like, he was being prayed over in front of this elephant, just like a newborn kid. And it just opened my eyes. I was like, something don't feel right about this.
in a way, a part of me is like, I'm just, again, haven't been through what I've been through, knowing people who don't believe in anything. It's like, in a way, I'm kind of like, well, at least you believe in something. Like, a part of me feels that way.
Yeah.
I'm like, at least you have belief in something, which means at some point it won't be hard. I don't think it'd be hard for you to
Flip.
when they change religion, convert.
Convert.
It wouldn't be hard for you because you already believe in something. I think it's easier to have someone change their perspective and believe differently than to have someone who doesn't believe in anything. Then it's you starting from ground zero.
How can you
Baby
believe in
food.
nothing?
That's hard to imagine.
Me and Caleb
Yeah.
talked about this
I-
last
That's
week.
hard to imagine.
I can't imagine.
I have a hard enough time going
Like,
through day-to-day life and everything I face.
And you tell me I can't pray?
Yeah, you tell me I can't pray to nothing? I am praying to nothing?
Like,
I don't want to
I
get
have
up
no
tomorrow.
hope. I have no hope. That's my number one thing. If I can't say anything else when I pray, I say, thank you, God, that I'm not helpless and that I'm not hopeless. I say that regularly. If I can't say nothing else. Because this world,
that.
it's dark. Like,
I'm not helpless. I'm not hopeless.
if you feel helpless, you have like, I'm just thankful I don't have to ever feel that way. It may not look good, but I'm not helpless.
You might feel like you're sinking, but you ain't hopeless.
Yeah. Like, I say that all the time when I pray. Helpless and hopeless. That's the two things I'm not.
Guess who's saying that tonight when he prays?
I'm not helpless. I'm not hopeless. I don't care what situation looks like. He's there, and that's hard. Like in the moment in your flesh, it's hard because you feel alone, or you feel like it's just me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this only happens to me. I'm one of them people. I'm like, oh, the light would turn red. I'm trying to get somewhere, God. I thought you want me to get to church today. Me and my sister do the same thing. Like you hit your head on something, like God.
Oh,
you want me to have a concussion?
Satan don't want us to go to church this morning. He's in this house. He's in this house. I used to hear that. Sorry, Mom, but
that's Southern. That's a Southern thing right there.
No, I mean that's a Southern thing.
That's a Southern thing right there.
Of course, we've learned, Satan, the enemy. The enemy was there. It wasn't Satan, but the enemy was there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No matter who the enemy was in that, it probably was me.
Yeah,
it was probably me.
Probably bad.
I was probably like not dressed. Like
she probably really felt like he was trying to take her out.
I was Satan.
You gave me this child. So it's good that you could admit that. Yeah, that's the first step. I was wrong.
She'll listen to that first part.
But yeah, helpless, hopeless. Two things I'm never gonna identify with that. I'm not. I always have something, someone. God's always there, no matter what. That's hard. I can say it now. But like earlier this summer when I was dealing with, a big breakup I was having, like I did feel alone a lot. Yeah. And that was something that I struggled with, being one of 6 kids. Being alone, it was hard at first.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just me. Like me and my sister, we talk on the phone like every day. But like God's there. He's present. And that's something that it makes me feel so happy about because of the fact that I knew he was there.
Right.
Like looking back, I know he was there. Because look where I am now. If I was helpless, hopeless, if there was no such thing as a God, I wouldn't be where I am now. So
absolutely.
So Del, you mentioned it a little bit earlier. How was your summer?
It was overall a good, productive summer. I'm trying to think of a better word, but like it added to my life experience overall. It was a hard summer, going through a breakup, but like I tell people, it was a summer of separation. Like I was being separated from a lot of different things. Not saying like I didn't have any friends, but like I was in a situation where before I was with someone all the time, and then after I was just by myself. And I had to, a lot of things about myself this summer, God really revealed. I asked him to.
Yeah.
I was like, God, uncover this. Like, all right, I'm already here. So like, let's work through this. Let's see some of the things that I may have buried or things that I don't really want to address or things that I don't even know that's there. Like, God, just show me. So like, it was just me. God was my roommate this summer. I told my sister that all the time. He was my roommate. Like, what would you do today?
What better roommate could you have?
I was with you. Yeah. Especially looking back now, like, yeah, like it was to the point where like now for a while, like if anybody or people at church wanted to hang out, I was really slow. I was like, no. Like,
yeah, you like really thought about it.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to go, but should I? Like, it was really, I was really slow.
You like talk yourself into it, then you talk yourself out of it.
I was like, yeah, I'll go. I can go, right? Like stuff like that. Like just hanging out with people. Like I had to like kind of like stretch a little bit to try to get comfortable and all that stuff. Cause I was really like, I'm talking, there were days I would leave Dick's, and I don't think I told you this. I would leave Dick's, and as soon as I turned my car on, like tears run down my face. Like multiple days.
I get that.
Crying the whole way home. I get home, I'm laying my face on the carpet in tears. I'm talking, it was that kind of summer. But not just because of like, relationship situation, but the relationship situation showed me a lot about myself.
Yeah.
I had to ask myself, why is this hurting me this way? If I already kind of knew it was headed this way. And I was like, there's something else there. Yeah. There's other stuff that has caused me to take it the way I'm taking it. Like I'm feeling abandoned, or I'm feeling like I'm not like that's not a her thing. Yeah. That's a me thing. Like she didn't do that. I did that. Right. Like there's something in me that is making me feel that way. So I had to really like lock in. I have notes on my walls, like stuff that I wrote down, because I like to write things down now.
Yeah.
I'm a poet, didn't know it, but I like to write things down. I had to write things down now, but I'll share one thing. And I shared it with a friend of mine that I go to church with. I just told her it's one of the things, like, the more I start to hang out with people, I call it a emotional open house. Mm-hmm. This is a bar. I'm giving y'all some good stuff. I ain't published this yet, so don't steal it.
He holds the rights to this.
But like an emotional open house, and the way it was explained to me when I was at church, and I feel like, and this may just be me, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes at church, I feel like I'm the most creative. Like in church, I have so many ideas for so many things. And I feel bad because I feel like I should be listening to the message. But I feel like I gotta have a notepad, just start writing. Everything comes to me.
I know what I gotta do this week. Pastor Robbie says, there's guys in here that are perfecting their fantasy lineups for today.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do fantasy this year. I've won 2 years straight. But I decided not to this year.
He said somebody else can win.
No, but last year I got destroyed. But anyways, yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. So your streak is broken.
Yeah, she's broken. I got beat so bad that I was like, I'm not coming back.
So you got hurt too bad.
Yeah, I was distraught. I'd won 2 years straight, and okay. But yeah, like when I'm at church, things just come to me better. I feel like God speaks to each of us how we receive it in different ways. And I feel like I'm more of a show me, because I'm the type of person, he could literally say the color green, and I'd be like, nah, that's me. It's the color yellow. Like, nah, maybe I just want like a lollipop. I don't know. But like, so like one thing for me that I wrote down when I was driving home, don't text and drive. But I was doing it.
At a red light.
And don't run a red light. But I'm playing. But yeah, it was, I titled it Emotional Open House. And that's something I realized when you have a house, y'all, you have a house, like I have an apartment. When it's just you, certain things like you just used to, certain things you overlook. But as soon as you want to invite somebody over, you're like,
you see everything.
Or you start to notice, you might have cleaned up. But then when they come over, you're like, oh, I forgot that I didn't do this. I should have swept, or I should have mopped.
You better stop calling her out.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm just saying, like, this is like my example of life, like emotionally.
Is it from laughing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but like for me, I feel like for me, I was just like, emotionally, it was like, man, the more I'm around someone, I start to notice parts about me that, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I feel weird about this. Like, you start to be more around people more often. You start to open up, and you realize there are parts of you that you didn't know, or you didn't recognize, or you kind of swept under the rug. Like,
when you were,
I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
And I realized that was happening to me. Because I was like, man, I like spending time with certain people, but why do I feel guilty sometimes?
Yeah. I love that you said that, because whenever I went through my breakup last year, I actually got really sick. And I had to have surgery like a month after. Man. And so I was in my house on the recliner downstairs for a month straight.
I believe it.
And it like took me out, because they thought it was my gallbladder, but I still was throwing up everything I ate. I could drink a bottle of water. I'd just throw it right up. Man. And so I lost all the energy I had. And what I did was I was like, I don't know what to do now, but God, I'm giving it to you. And so I got so close with God from, I guess it was October and then on, that when I went back out in public, when I left my house and I started being around people again, I noticed the change in like me, and I was like, I don't really like hanging out with this person anymore. Like, I don't like the way they talk. And I noticed it a lot at the meet the other day, because they were like dropping F-bombs like crazy, which is just like, it's just like a gym thing. Like, sport.
Especially all
it's
that.
what happens.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of adrenaline, there's a lot of
Yeah.
testosterone, but like we got normalized to it.
Yeah, I was very normalized to that. And I was even partaking in having a potty mouth.
As Tiff would say, you cursed like a
Can't
sailor.
imagine you curse.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
I can't imagine it.
Oh, it was so bad.
Every
Sorry,
other
Mom.
word.
Oh wow.
If you're watching, I'm very sorry.
Oh, did she? Oh, my bad. Mama Tiff said it.
I ain't say
Yeah,
nothing.
Mama Dawn didn't know about it.
Wow.
But yeah, I was cussing a lot, and once I like almost quarantined myself, which I had to do. It was very unintentional, and I got right with the Lord, and I don't know, just like something in me just clicked, and I was like, this is nasty.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I still like slip every once in a while.
Hit your toe on the door.
Every time.
Man, look. Oof, man.
Okay, Tattletale.
You're gonna snitch twice.
One for both of you.
Oh, okay.
You said the red light thing.
Hey, man.
It was really nice to like see that, I guess, change in me.
Notice the change.
Yeah. And like continue to like want to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
And even like Tiff has said, like, you were really bad. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm glad you've stopped doing that.
Yeah. And she doesn't say like, looking back at you, he was really bad.
No, I was really bad.
Right. I mean, both of us were, but don't worry. We'll get to me in a second. I'm about to put myself out there. Don't you worry. Mama Tiff, whenever she's saying that about you, she's not saying that in any bad way. She's like, I'm glad to see where God has delivered you.
Yeah.
Where he has brought you today. And, she keeps speaking words into our life about different things, but she's like, God's using you. No matter.
And it really
no matter,
was like Tiff who brought me out of that dark spell, because I was like, this is happening again.
Yeah.
Because I was engaged before. I was in a 4.5-year relationship, and it ended 3 months before the wedding. But I literally remember telling my mom, like, why does this keep happening to me? Why do things keep ending? And she was like, Grace, it happened twice. It's just happened twice.
Yeah.
She's like, you never know. Maybe the next one is it.
Sorry, audio listeners. That was a visual moment. Go watch the
Everybody's
YouTube.
eyes went to one direction.
And so Tiff told me, she was like, Grace, you don't have to go through this alone. She's like, come to small group. And I was like, okay, I think I will. And I remember it was very short after surgery. I was in the largest sweatpants I could find.
Comfy.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Comfy camo sweats.
Comfy
always
camo.
smells really good, but go ahead. Sorry.
Comfy camo sweats and the largest sweatshirt. And Evan was there. And
I'd been going to their small group for a little bit, and I was like, oh, hey, it's the girl that took pictures at the strongman meet.
yeah. And
I
was like, oh, somebody my age. Okay, cool. But I didn't talk to anybody.
Mm-mm.
I just answered all the questions. And then I sat with Tiff until like 2 a.m. and talked to her. And then we reconnected.
At membership class.
That following January.
We'll come back to that.
And it was just like God put me in that space. God put Tiff in my life for her to say, you don't have to be alone. And then God put all these other people in my life, like my crew, and just led me into the direction that I needed to be. And I was like, this is just a season of me learning how to be alone, because I needed to learn how to be alone.
Yeah.
I needed to learn that. But I also knew that God had better plans than what I was already in. And I knew that I was settling if I would have stayed. Or if things would have worked out, I was going to be settling.
Yeah. That's super relevant, because I look back now and I'm like, I knew, I was certain I was like, I was more certain that I was going to follow through than I was certain about if it was the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and looking back, I can say now, months removed, I can say now, I would have cheated the best God could.
Yeah. That's what we talked about this very recently. We were talking about each other and how we view each other versus how we've viewed exes. And whenever we would think about long term with exes, we're like, oh, they have this flaw, but we can look over that.
Yeah.
And, we would have just dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now we've been put into those relationships to learn what we did, to go what we went through.
Oh, yeah.
To be ready for the relationship that he had planned.
Yeah.
Because hours before said membership class, where she came in a little late.
Oh, wow.
But needed someone to sit next to. She sat next to the guy that she saw at small
Had she
group.
ran that red light, she would have been on time.
She might have been on time.
I'll never get invited back again.
Dell is a one-time guest on A Space for
Grace. We'll be
Grace.
having him back.
Here's the thing. I was not speeding, unlike some people.
Anyways,
wow.
This I said, woman of my dreams.
You're doing a great job. See, how can I stay mad at him?
Yeah, I was like, doing great. I'm taking notes.
But I walked into that membership class hours after ending a relationship. The relationship that I spoke with you about.
Yeah, I think you told me that, yeah.
Whenever you were kind of struggling with, hey, I'm struggling with getting out of this. And I said, what God had for me was so much better, but I didn't see it until I saw it.
Yeah.
I couldn't see that light because I was in relationships and, I don't want to speak ill of the people that I was with because we all go through these things and we all, move on and move forward and we go through these things for a reason. But
everybody deserves grace.
Everybody deserves a little grace. Anyways.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Plug.
A little plug, Space for Grace. Just in case you forgot, A Space for Grace. And to be in those relationships and to think, maybe it's not where I wanted it to be with God, but it's okay. Whereas, she invited me to crew and got me in with just other young adults, hearts on fire for Jesus. And, she allowed me to experience what I thought was impossible for a bunch of 20, 30-somethings to still have that fire for that childlike desire and love for God. And I was just thinking, wow, I'm in a really good place right now. I didn't see that she had a crush on me.
You said you saw.
I did not see because I was a little busy and I was short-sighted.
So you was feeling my boy. That means you were.
She tried to set me up with everybody.
Oh.
And everyone was like, "You're talking a little bit too nice about this new guy."
Like, what? Why don't you date him?
Yeah, that's literally what they said.
Okay, so I literally was like, you know what? You're single and you're a little younger than him. You all should get together.
He had your attention because God gave him. God put that in you.
And they're like, no. And I was like, why? And they're like, we can literally see that you have a crush on him. And we can see that he has a crush on you. And I was like, no, he doesn't. They're like, the way he looks at you, he has a crush on you. And I was like,
I didn't know it, but I did. Looking
sometimes,
back,
yeah.
I was just like, absolutely.
You're joking. And so they would always try and get him to sit on the couch. Well, however, the couch is covered in cat hair.
So I literally couldn't.
He's very allergic to cats.
Yeah, cats are scary anyway.
Not Dusty and Ashley's cats. Not the ones that I've met. They're okay.
They're very nice. Some cats are scary.
I'm scared.
I haven't met all their cats, so I can't speak. Sorry, Dusty and Ashley. I just haven't met all of your cats.
Yeah. But so he came to crew once, and then the following week we were like, sleep over at Dusty and Ashley's house.
We're going to Pretty Place at 4 a.m. I was like, okay, I'm a little busy, but I mean, if we can be back by this time so I can study. And Dusty
was like, we're going to be back by that time. Don't you worry. And so he literally slept in the cozy room by himself, which is...
It was the only place without cat hair.
Yeah. The cozy room is Ashley's recording room.
But it was also the only place that people got sleep, apparently.
I slept great. Thank you. Mel's air mattress got popped by one of the cats.
See, there we go.
There we go. Saboteur.
There we go, man.
But I hadn't met that one.
Nasty cats.
That's bunk.
But-
and then like that day, I have a picture of us up at Pretty Place, which is
The first picture we have together.
destroyed right now, unfortunately.
Oh, from the flood.
But the cross is still there.
Yes,
The
I
cross
heard about
is
that.
still
I heard
there.
about the cross.
Yeah.
Still sitting.
Shout out Pretty Place. Shout out Jesus.
Jesus.
But I was like, maybe I do have a crush on this guy. And so then we all sat together and we had a devotion. And he was reading out of the Bible, and I was like, I do. And I didn't tell anybody for a couple days. But then I called my crew leader, and I was like, okay, I have to tell you a secret, and you cannot tell anybody, not even Sarah. Sorry, Sarah. And she was like, okay, but you know that that's going to be difficult for me because me and Sarah are best friends. And I was like, I know. I was like, but I just don't know what to do about it right now. So I told her. And then we planned like how I was going to tell him. Went down the drain because I was like, I can't wait that long. I'm sorry. So I sent him a text message.
That's okay. So she reached so she hit you up.
She texted me.
Look at you.
All this to say, like, we didn't know when we were going through those seasons of breakup after breakup, after breakup after breakup after breakup. And we didn't see the impact that it was going to have and what that singleness was going to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, both of us were just like, we're fine being alone. 2 days later, I get a text on my phone. God said, no, you ain't.
Yeah, exactly how you said it. That's how you said it. We were at work. You were like, I was ready to be single.
Yeah, and he
God
said,
was like, nah, shawty.
nope, time's up.
He was like, I give you 48 hours. You got 48 hours.
Yeah, 48 hours. You better get all 4 sections
Get
of
what
CPA
you can
done.
out of this.
But for someone who is in that, and for anyone who is in a singleness season, you know, or even if you're not, even if you're still in one of those places and you're about to go into something, you can just feel it, because we can all just feel it. Come on.
Yeah.
You can feel it when it's coming.
That's discernment.
That's-
That'll preach.
That's the sermon. Okay.
That'll preach right there.
I'll keep going. Even when you feel like it's about to happen, or just remember this for a later time in life, there is a light.
Yeah.
And if there's not a light that you think it's going to be, there's a light that he knows it's going to be.
Yeah.
And he's going to put it right in front of you, and he's going to say, there you go.
Yeah. And that can be in the form of anything.
Anything.
Opportunities, anything. Like where you were, whether it's a relationship or a bad job or family situation,
Yeah.
where God can take you, like it's going to put you in a different, completely different setup that can open the opportunities for other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like a new community opens up opportunities for jobs if you're a job seeker, or relationship if you're a relationship person, or just peace on certain things. Like you meet someone who's a therapist. You never know. Like these things happen. Like that'd be wild. You meet therapists like, all right, I'm not paying. But anyways,
Shout out Jordan Brittany.
Free therapy. I would love to. Actually, it's so expensive.
It is very
But yeah, like just trusting God. It's hard in the flesh, really hard in the flesh. But like the spirit, it's just it's rewarding. Like
Yeah.
I
for
said,
sure.
I was slow to hang out or slow to go places, but like that was just me again, just trying to
Relearn.
like, all right, this is okay. I can hang out. Like, okay, I got to get used to, but also boundaries, setting those boundaries and trying to be within the boundaries that are good, that what you can handle.
Absolutely.
Things you can do. Don't just, okay, I'm going to go on this cruise. Can you afford the cruise? Who you going on this cruise with? Like,
What's
people
your
you go-
intentions of going
Yeah,
on the
what's the point of
cruise?
going on a cruise? Now, if I go on a cruise, I'm gonna have a great time because of the food.
Fresh
Can't
shrimp,
fast. I'm not fasting on a cruise. I'll tell you that right now.
seafood.
Yeah, that's the number one reason I won't go on a cruise. That's the number one reason. But like stuff like that, like just knowing boundaries, like what can I handle, and then going from there. Decide certain things, but always the Bible says, "In all your ways acknowledge Him," and that's huge for me lately. Like decisions or just relationship stuff. Like acknowledge God first, because it'd be and that one of the things you see on social media all the time is like, God, if it's not for me, take it away. And they see all the videos and stuff. It's just like, it is funny because that's exactly how it happens. But
I can't tell you how many times I've prayed that.
and it changes like
And
like if it's not you,
it's
hour,
quick.
an hour
Yeah.
later, you're like, man, they felt there.
hold on a minute.
Like, I've done it. I've done it, and
Actually,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Both relationships.
Really.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I think God was always there with me in the past situation, but like, I remember the night that I was laying in bed and Who Else? It's a song. I forgot who sings it. The Who Else Is Worthy song. Yeah. That song was on my phone. I started crying in bed because I just felt like I'm not there with God right now.
Ooh.
I have all this other stuff
Ooh.
like that is over me.
You feel like
and I remember, I feel like that cry, like God saw my hand and he pulled me out of it. So of course it was hard because there's some thorns and, pulling me up, but like he pulled me out of it. And I'm just like, okay, God, he's always there, and acknowledge him. Like, give it to him. Because if it's not from God, you don't want it anyway. So you may think you lost. Like, I didn't get that job. Well, the boss there is terrible.
Or you might have been there for 60 years.
Yeah.
Or you might not have been able to do what God wanted you to do there.
Yeah.
Right.
There's things that God knows. Like his timing. Like sometimes delay. And this is me saying this. I hate hearing this. Sometimes a delay, because I have patience. That's something I struggle with sometimes. But
Don't ask for it.
Oh, I learned that.
He's like, I'm in it. I'm in it.
I'd be like, Lord, I want to not be so impatient at this very moment. I'm very careful.
Put her in front of me. Sometimes
I'm so careful. I'm like, God, I don't want to say this. Like, I really take my time, but like, really like acknowledge it, because like, if it's not from God, you don't want it anyway.
Right.
If it's not from him, it's just gonna be like what you dealt with before.
Yeah.
Right.
Like whether it's job situations or anything that you want, acknowledge him. Because if you acknowledge him, he'll direct your path. And the Bible says he has plans, good plans, to bring us to an expected end. So if the word is true, which we know it's true, and you do it, yeah, you might have to walk by a couple Durangos that you really, I like them Durangos. I really want, I want that SRT. I want that Charger. You might have to walk past a couple of situations to get to that, I don't know, family vehicle.
Minivan?
Yeah, in that minivan, you may not think that minivan is that good looking, but that minivan is going to take you everywhere you want to go.
It's going to get all your kids there.
Yeah, and it's going to have great gas mileage. Okay? Like, that's a great example for me, just like, when you acknowledge him, yeah, there's going to be times where it's not easy. It's not, because you'd rather just do it your way. But if you look back, I just speak for myself. My way's never done anything good. It's never done any good.
Yeah.
Never done any good. I've looked back and be like, oh.
Your plans?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Try again.
Yeah, so like acknowledge. Just gotta acknowledge. It's not easy, but the best way to look at it is, do you want something that's from God or you want something that's from the enemy? I feel like that's a straight up easy answer there.
Yeah.
You never want to know from the enemy. So like,
Right.
it's simple. All right, I want what God has for me. And it may not look like or look like, it may not be exactly the situation you thought, but being within God's will is the number one thing for me. Because being outside of his will, I've experienced that a lot.
And there's a lot of bumps.
Oh God, you'd be like, man, why do I not feel peace? I never feel peace.
You think it's
You
the
almost
easy
feel
path.
angry too.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated. Like, I'm just so all the time. Like, I have the stuff that I want. Why do I not feel? And then you realize, well, when you're in God's will, like, there's just a difference. Yeah, you have life stuff, but like, there's a difference. That peace that money can't buy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this. I'm supposed to be doing this. You feel fulfilled in doing it. Like, I thought I was gonna be paid more than this. I'm praying that God gives me that high paying job. Y'all can pray too. But anyways, like,
Hey, you can pray for it. It might not come true.
I will tithe. I tithe faithfully now. But anyways,
I'm still praying for Tennessee to beat Florida this weekend. This is gonna be
and
next
that's
week.
exactly
so we'll
why.
see.
That's okay because he said it. But I'm going to say this: when this comes out, and Florida has been victorious.
Oh, we have rivals in here.
Yeah, he's a Florida
Florida
fan.
fan.
Guess who's
I
going to
did
see the
not-
game though? So who's a real fan?
Oh.
Makes you bring tissues.
Oh.
Because I have a Florida.
I'll bring some
stand up.
toothpaste
Florida
to clean that mud off your teeth.
Florida stand up. Florida stand up. Because you know what?
Sit down.
We going to Neyland, and they gonna be kneeling. Because we beating the brakes off of them boys. I'm telling you right now. The way y'all just played.
You started out pretty good, but
It's like everybody starts logging off.
You had me in the first half, man.
Subscribe.
We're gonna have so many comments. Boo.
Yeah, too bad.
Sorry,
Too
I'm
bad.
sorry, but I'm not sorry. I liked Tennessee until last year when y'all got mad. We beat y'all and y'all tried to hit the quarterback late.
Anyways.
But yeah, acknowledge the Lord.
Forgive and forget.
At one point, since you do live in Tennessee, I guess you said you live in Virginia.
Yeah, I live in Kingsport.
Oh, Tennessee. You're just gonna love Tennessee.
No, that's funny you say that, because I've always said I feel like when I get older, at some point, Florida is where I'll go back. But lately, and again, this is a God thing. This is not no one's giving me a pamphlet like love Tennessee. Like no. I went to Dollywood for the first time this past week.
Woo!
How was that Wild Eagle?
Wild Eagle was the one that woke me up.
Yeah.
Because I got on one that I think it was too fast. And I was like,
The lightning rod.
no, lightning rod, I will never get on that again. How are you going that fast? And the bar was only on my mid thigh.
Well,
and I'm
you
like,
do have very long legs.
Because you're all
Yes.
femur, dude.
but yeah, the eagle one, I kept saying War Eagle. The Wild Eagle one,
Yeah.
that's where it's at. But like,
Thunderhead, Tennessee Tornado.
I read Tennessee Tornado, I think was the one that I wrote first, and I shouldn't have wrote it
Did
because
you get a headache?
it just made me feel a little like lightheaded a little bit. But the Wild Eagle is the one that I was like, all right, I can get on 50 more rides. I don't know why.
Did you get a funnel cake?
No, but what did I get?
I bet he got the chicken pot pie cone.
No, I did. We ate at the car, like the old
Oh, so
The
you got some
the
like
diner.
the diner.
burger and
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah. It was just something light. But like, I say that to say like, here lately again, it's the whole God's will thing. I don't know where God leads me. I know Evan wants me to stay here forever, but that's
Your family now.
yeah.
You're part of a
that's-
space for grace.
You're part of a space
I
for
am
grace.
part of Space for Grace. I could be a regular, but anyways, that's if y'all subscribe and like and comment. But
We ain't gonna hold your stuff over your head like that because we're Tennessee fans. But
Florida. But just like feeling more comfortable. Like just like, okay. Like if God is in the midst of all this stuff, if I'm doing stuff through him, for him, it's like, okay, I don't have to be somewhere specific. I want to be where he wants me to be. So
Right.
if he calls me to stay at a certain place, like I need to just listen and
Yeah.
just do that. So like that's where I'm right telling Evan then when I first started working, I'm leaving next summer. I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm here from here. I'm gone. I'm leaving next summer. Like I'm gone. Like I'm going to do a year here, one more year and I'm leaving. And then I, started talking to people and they were kind of like, well, then maybe certain opportunities won't open up because you're telling people this.
Yeah.
So they're not
Yeah.
going to plan with you in mind. And two, you being so close-minded, it's like God can do so much. And then
you're putting them in a box.
yeah. So then I started saying, well, I shouldn't say it anymore. And I realized how powerful the tongue is because once I stopped saying it, I start
your eyes
feeling
are-
differently about it.
Yeah.
That's
It's
so
like,
good.
I don't have to leave. I never had to leave. I was just hurt. And
You didn't
angry.
have to come here.
Yeah.
But you did.
Yeah. So like I'm glad.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the things like God is always in the midst of every situation. So like I'm gonna let him tell me where to go. And if he tells me to stay, I'll stay. I just want a little more money. Just a little more money. Just a little bit. I'll continue to tithe.
Anyways, he said his finances are pretty good, so he's all right.
They're all right, but like, because of God, not because of me.
He's fallen in love with me, and now he's on a space for grace.
Yeah.
And now he's
I'm
going to be a
on
fan
Space for
favorite.
Grace. And she said earlier, she said she was put in that space. This is just another side thing. God put her in a space, right? Mm-hmm. Where she met you and found some grace.
And found some grace.
How about that? Now she's grateful
Yeah. And
because
graceful.
of the space. Yeah, she's graceful. But she used to cuss back
sometimes.
in the day, though. I can't imagine. Can't imagine.
Wasn't that long ago?
It was a year.
I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. I can't. It's one of the things I
But you
don't.
do like
but
it was because I was adapting to the people I was around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bible says that bad company
Yep.
corrupts morals. You
And
probably
it's
know
like,
verbatim, but I forgot.
I love the picture of the way that they tell little kids about it. Strawberries, bad strawberries touching
It takes one.
Yeah.
new strawberries.
One bad.
It takes one.
How the mold spreads.
And I love strawberries.
I know.
That's
hate
true
mold.
though. Like it really takes one. You gotta just. Your circle is so important.
Yeah.
It really is. But that's family too. Your circle is important.
Yes.
So.
Well, we have enjoyed every second of having you here.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna have you back.
I've
For
really
sure. I'll
enjoyed
come back
meeting you as
anytime.
well.
So what?
I said I really enjoyed meeting you as
Yes,
well.
for
Like
sure.
met you for the first time today.
Yes.
No lie.
I heard about you a lot before I ever saw you.
I mean, I heard about you a lot too, but I just didn't get the nitty gritty details
Yes.
that you probably got about me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just know. Again, I started with this, and I'm gonna finish with this. What I desire is to be as sure about someone as Evan is about Grace. That is when I feel that way, I'm straight. I know I got it because we've had conversations with people. I'm very like, God told you to do it. I don't care if He told you to go skydiving for your wedding. Do that. But we've had conversations with some people who are not.
There.
They do feel like maybe this is that, and they don't have the same belief, or they feel like this is kind of like something they wouldn't do. It does not phase Evan.
No, it hasn't.
He'd be like, "Yep, I hear you.
I'm gonna make it work.
You,
That's what I said a lot.
but I'm gonna do it."
We're gonna make it work.
That's
We're gonna make it work. We've
They-
heard that a lot lately.
because everybody don't have positive views on marriage. People don't have positive views on love and stuff like that. So
Especially at like, I mean, not to brag on us, but like 23 and 25. Like,
y'all 23, 25.
yeah,
I feel so old, but it's okay.
you're wise.
That's still
We brought
old.
some wisdom to a space for grace today.
I feel like y'all trying to be nice, but I just feel old. Like, wisdom, like.
Hey, can you all comment if you believe that Dell is 31 or if you do not believe that he is 31?
I'm
Thank you.
30.
I
I'm
would
gonna
have-
turn 31.
I honestly would not have thought you were 30.
How old? 27. 26?
Yeah.
I would have said like 25.
I feel like I'm
I
still
honestly
26.
thought you were going to be like around my age.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I've had gray hair since high school, so for those who are
I
not
have gray
paying-
hair.
Yeah, he
It's
got a little bit of
I
salt. in that
appreciate you
pepper.
owning it. A lot of people are like, I'm dying that. My grandma, look, that's another
I'm
conversation
literally
for another
dying
day.
it very soon.
Well, you kind of have to. Aren't you for like this, for the big
thing,
day,
yeah.
For the big day.
The thing, yeah.
Yeah. The thing.
Yeah. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to come back.
No.
Yeah. We're very excited to have you back. That was
This is a
great.
great episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Might not be until, after Christmas.
Season 5.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You gotta be married.
But you might be on a Manly Space podcast
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want me to do.
here very soon.
Yes, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I don't whatever. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Maybe after. So that'll probably be. How about this?
He's like, how about
You have Tennessee gear, right?
I have one sweatshirt and one hat.
we'll
I
get
have
you
Florida
some Tennessee
stuff.
gear.
If whoever wins,
The other one has
this
to wear
isn't
it.
gambling. By
The
way.
other one has
This
to
is
wear
a
it.
safe thing. I watched The Chosen. They was playing sports. Anyways, whoever wins,
The Chosen.
I watched. It's a great show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. But like whoever wins, so if Florida wins, I'll bring you my Florida gear that you will wear when I come on the Manly Space, and then vice versa.
I'll wear whatever you bring me as underwear.
I feel like he's
will
going to
wear
bring
it.
you some brand new Florida gear and be like, you can
Well, I had this
keep
in the
it.
closet. I had this in the closet.
I'm gonna
tags
wear
are
it.
still on
I'm
it.
gonna wear it as drawers. That's what I'm gonna wear it as. Whatever he bring me, it's going on my drawers.
That's what I'm bringing. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to be back.
Well, we do this thing as an outro.
Okay.
No, we just got to do it. He just got to know it. He studied. He said.
You studied.
Look, I know I've seen it. But I
Anyways,
don't remember
okay.
it.
Hit it, baby.
I don't
All right.
remember.
Well, we really enjoyed having you here. Next week next week we're gonna have somebody else on the podcast.
Another
I guess.
guest.
Maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I'll have to look at the schedule. It's been crazy here. But
You'll see why soon.
yeah. We will see you all next week. Just remember that I love you
I love you.
And I love you.
and Jesus loves you too. Bye.
Bye.